Okay. Nope. I see
Good
something.
morning. Welcome to Surreal Estate. We have a special guest today. We're really excited.
Welcome, Adam.
Hello. Glad to be here with you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. It's not a very thrilling week in real estate, other than maybe a little bit of bump in inventory from post 4th of July. But so we are very appreciative to have you here and fill us in on what's going on in the city.
And I think everybody knows Adam, but just for Adam Rak with one of our city council members. You've been on the council for 2 years, 3 years now?
Just about 2 years.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us.
Sure. Happy to do it.
So there's a lot of changes downtown and we'd love to hear how the restaurants and shops are doing down there and just hear about, I know there've been some adaptations made to make sure everybody's businesses can do the best they can do in this time.
Sure. And I think it's given the COVID crisis, we're trying to adapt and kind of work as best we can with some of the businesses and the restaurants and retail both having some different needs, and the community as well, to be able to enjoy the downtown still and be able to social distance as they sort of make their way through Laurel Street. We also started some bike loops as well on the weekend, with the idea that we can bring some of the folks biking down to downtown as well, and we've added some bike parking, so that's sort of an adaptation. And we made some changes to the 600 block, which is sort of from Cherry down to St. Carlos Avenue, to accommodate where we found there wasn't enough concentration of restaurants versus retail, and the retail we're asking to have that open up again. And so we've modified that to put parklets so that the restaurants had space, but be able to add some parking for the retail over there. So it's a work in progress where, we continue to kind of tweak things here and there, making sure we can try to help out as best we can. But the overall reaction I've gotten from people has been really positive, from the community, from the restaurants. I think the retailers are starting to adapt and see the benefit of having some more people downtown. And then we're still trying to see how we can maybe squeeze the farmers market back in downtown as well. They're looking at a couple different options, but that 600 block might lend itself to that. We've kind of closed off with parts of Cherry as part of that as well. So hopefully they'll sort of bring some more normalcy back to the downtown, and people who love to go to the farmers market, we're hoping we can get something running in the next couple weeks there.
Oh, wow. Were you saying for the farmers market that they would extend onto Cherry Street as well?
Well, we've closed parts of Cherry on Sundays right now to accommodate the bike loops, so that people have a little more space, and we've kept the 600 block closed on Sundays. A lot of the retail is closed, and they were amenable to having that space so people can walk more and have the bike loops and people to bike down in the 600 block. So we're looking to see how we might be able to work in the farmers market with that as a potential option.
That's awesome. That's exciting to hear. We can have a farmers market back. That would be lovely.
Yeah,
it would be great. I know I certainly enjoy going down there and especially it's prime time now for all the great produce and everything. Right. So it'd be great to have that again.
Get those tomatoes in. And you mentioned something about some childcare options that you're exploring.
Sure. We had a council meeting on Monday to look at childcare, and especially it's a challenging time with the pandemic in terms of how we do it. But there's a huge shortfall in San Carlos and San Mateo County around childcare slots. So we have, I think the city noted we have a need of about 1,400 childcare spots in San Carlos, and we only have 800 spots currently. So we have a shortfall of about 600 spots right now. And so we've been looking at some of the policies that we have to see if we can do some zoning changes to try to help make that easier, to kind of speed up the permitting process on the commercial side. And there's been some state laws that allow both for in-home childcare to be expanded without some of the permitting that might happen normally at the local level. So we're looking at how we can get maybe someone from our city staff to be working more directly on childcare, and also to be trying to, for the city, do some messaging around that to see if we can let people know that, hey, here's an opportunity. You can get your home open to up to between 6 to, I think, 14 kids without a lot of oversight from the city, but from some state, only from the state permitting. So we're trying to expand that. We talked about some potentially waiving some fees as well, and maybe even putting an impact fee for development to try to create those spots. And that piece we want to keep discussing. But certainly as some of the new developments come on the east side, we're going to look at how we can work with them to get childcare put into those facilities, and then maybe have some slots reserved for the general public as well. So it's certainly something that's on our mind, and it's an important topic.
That's exciting thing you incorporated into the development on the east side.
Yeah, I think, and with all, I mean, we're talking about a significant number of jobs coming in over there, and I think it could be a big game changer to do that.
Yeah,
For sure.
good way to serve the people who are working over that in that area when they come back to work. And
When they come back to work, and hopefully be able to get some slots for the general public as well, for residents, which I think will be nice.
What is possibly coming up next for the community during the pandemic? Anything else that's kind of on the radar of city council to?
Goodness, I feel like there's always something coming up.
And are you guys meeting a whole heap more often? Like, I would imagine that your necessity to meet and tackle these things has increased.
It has, and certainly I will say, like, so I'm on the subcommittee for the downtown, so that has been pretty active with. So I'm on with the current mayor, with Ron Collins, and the two of us have been. So that's been a lot of extra work on that end. We do have coming up. So we're in a little bit of a recess, and then at the end of August we'll come back and we'll deal with the budget. We had pushed the budget out by a couple months because it should have been done this month, and we had done the process beforehand, but we decided, given COVID and the cost to us, the city staff needs some more time to look at what the numbers are like, since we do get a big portion of revenue from hotel tax and from sales tax, and obviously that took a big dip in March and through this first half of the year. So that'll be an interesting discussion to see where we go and what cuts we may have to make to any of the programs. I think at this point we're sort of waiting to see. It doesn't look, we're fortunate we have had surpluses in the past few years, and we are in better financial shape than a lot of other communities that I've talked to. And so we're fortunate from that end that I think we'll be able to ride this sort of difficult financial time in a way that is sort of not doesn't negatively impact the community much, if at all.
That's great.
Relief.
And then, I mean, the last thing we got coming up, the filing period is open right now for the elections. And so I know everyone's sort of focused on the presidential election, a lot of the national elections, but we do have a city council election in San Carlos coming up in November, and the filing period is open now till I think about August 7th or so. And so there'll be 2 seats open, and the current mayor, Ron Collins, is running again, but council member Mark Olbert has announced on Monday that he's not running for re-election. So it'll be an open seat. Mark's been on the council for 9 years, and he had served on the school board for 10 years beforehand. So almost 2 decades of public service for the community, and he'll certainly be missed. But it's always good to get some fresh ideas and fresh blood in, and so we'll see who decides to run at this point.
Has anyone filed yet?
No one has filed yet. I think I think people had anticipated that Mark was going to run again, and then now I think people are starting to think about it now. There's an open seat that I think maybe people are giving a little more thought at this point.
I'm just so intrigued to see who runs.
We'll know in like a few weeks. We'll know for sure, because the filing period closes, and it'll be set on who will be the candidates. So it'll be interesting. And we have the 3 of us were elected in 2018, and so it's we have a really generally new and council, and adding one more person who will be new is it'll be interesting. It's a different dynamic, and I think a good step for the city.
Yeah.
New energy.
New energy is always good.
Yeah, definitely.
And I should say, I guess we were talking earlier about sort of what people are doing in the pandemic, and we have taken to fostering kittens as part of our distraction, I think, with all this craziness going on. So we're getting more kittens today. Maybe as many as 6, and so I think they're about a week old, so it'll be a
6?
We're hearing it might be 6 kittens, so it'll be an interesting experience. We had 5 before, which was fine because there's 5 of us in the family, so everyone got one. So I don't know, someone's gonna have to double up and take 2 to hold, as we're hanging out.
Oh my God, that sounds like fun.
Well, I think that's healthier than the sourdough that I'm doing. So
That's good. We do chase them around, so that's good.
Very good. All
Well,
right.
thank you so much, Adam, for joining us. We really appreciate hearing from you as far as what's going on in the city. And just a quick back to real estate bit. We have a listing coming up mid next week. It's at 125 Coventry up in the hills in San Carlos, but on a flat pocket that's really amazing. It's on a 10,000 square foot lot. The house is 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, about 2,700 square feet. It's got a swimming pool, which is a great distraction.
What I wouldn't do for a pool right now. Oh my gosh.
Okay. You can buy a house. And we're listed at 2,598,000. So if you are out there and you want to see that one, let us know. And again, thank you, Adam.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Have a great time.
Appreciate it. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'm Liz Min.
Yep. Val Vandervoort and Adam Rak.
Yeah,
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.